750 million people in India will need a home to live in by 2050, and 50% of Indian household savings go into real estate. These are the two astounding figures which took us up to put a daily one-hour show on real estate here on NDTV Profit. The job of a business channel is to inform you to take the best money decision. And if half of your savings are going into building an asset like property, it's our job to make sure you make the most informed decision. Welcome everyone. You're watching the Property Show with me, Manisha Natarajan, and my expert co-anchor Sameer D'Souza, whose team is working almost non-stop to make sure you get the best possible advice on your buy, sell and invest questions. 100 questions, that's what Sameer promises to answer, and we've been getting questions from across the country. Let's tell you, what are we going to answer today? Homes and beautiful homes are a dream and an inspiration to all of us, and that's why you're watching this show, isn't it? Everyone loves to see a great looking home, and that's exactly what we bring you today. One of 50 most beautiful houses in India, and this one is in Mumbai.
Today we are at the Gupta house that made its proud entry into White Flag Media's coffee table publication, the first of its kind to cover 50 luxurious bungalows across the nation. Let's find out from Krupa how she converted the dream house of the family into a reality. Gupta house is about uplifting a worn-out exterior, knocking down walls and reconfiguring rooms while the family remained in habitation. The central idea was to open up space within the house.
Our clients are very well-traveled people in general, and they wanted a house that could speak to their style, and it had to be something that was very luxurious because it's a large area. Anybody with such an area would build a building out here, but they wanted a space that was very open, very personal, and the best part was they gave us a free-handed design. So we wanted to make the most out of that.
A seamless flow of space throughout the whole house provides a perception of energy that is calm yet continuous.
The biggest challenge was the height of the space was very restricted compared to what you would do when you're designing an entire space from scratch. So the challenge was to make sure that it doesn't come across like that. Also, there is a very heavy structural grid to the bungalow because it's an existing structure. So we wanted to make sure that we comprehend the space in a manner wherein your furniture snugly fits in. There are different lounges. So when you go around the house, you will see a lot of spaces integrated within large spaces.
Wood is a warm welcoming material used throughout to create a luxurious feel. It defines the frame and clarity of the living space against the lush green landscape and water features it overlooks. Krupa has kept her palette restricted to glass and marbles for most of the parts of the house. It's also interesting to see how she's managed to transform a mirror into a television set.
So this is a mirror which has a television hidden behind it. You could again operate the same at the switch of a button, and at regular times it comes across as a reflective surface, while at the other times when you want to enjoy the television it could be switched on.
The biggest highlight of the house is the conservatory, which continues over a part of the ceiling, allowing the family to enjoy the landscape completely, especially during the rains. The glazed conservatory has been built with e-glass which frosts at the touch of a button, enabling the user to separate the living space from the lawn for privacy or to cut out excessive light.
Like I said, our clients really wanted that we have a nice conservatory facing the outdoor space in the house. So what we've done is we have low seating, so it makes you feel kind of a little more comfortable. We have like a glazed top going in a very inclined manner. So you have a water feature that happens on the right hand side, and it gives you a feel of the landscape because all the tall landscape happens on the back side. There's no seating on the outside. It literally feels like you're sitting outside.
The Guptas have taken their beautiful home to another level by automating the systems, allowing them to seamlessly control all aspects of their lifestyles.
This is the formal living space, and it's a zone that overlooks the dining space and the rest of the conservatory area. In any house of this scale, we'd always suggest that you have automated lighting features so that you can stand at one point and actually control the entire space. For example, we've got lighting controls for this area. You see the marble wall behind me is backlit, so you can have it lit up at the switch of a button and again lit off equally fast. and it's almost like a mandatory feature. The panel also controls your curtains. It could have a security option where you can view your cameras, and it has music, audio, video. So it can just be at the touch of a panel that you can operate your house.
The conservatory, gym, home theatre, open terrace, and landscaped areas are some of the architectural extensions incorporated in the structure. Besides being the highlights of the house, they definitely demand timely maintenance. Krupa gives us some quick tips on how to maintain a beautiful home.
You make sure that you pen down every requirement that you have so that you don't miss out on things. Make the interaction process positive and enjoy doing your house, because it's something that you do in a couple of years at least. And it's important to interact with the designer, give a free hand to the designer when it comes to doing something unique for you. Keep your style in mind and convey it correctly. Maybe like collecting antiques to being a good reader, so you can have a nice space for a library, enjoying movies, have a home theater. So there are a lot of options that you can come up with. In regards to maintaining your house, it's very important that your house is in order, or if it's things that you're displaying, make sure they are in correct positions. If you want to shuffle up things and give a different look to your house, you have to make sure that things are kept correctly, and you have a sense of decision making to what you're displaying. That's very important.
It's certainly an exquisite house to live in, a perfect blend of elegance and class. When you have a house that's magnificent, make sure it's pretty looking at all times. And with those quick tips from Krupa, I'm sure your job is a little easy now. Manasvi Gilani for NDTV Profit.